Hey everybody, it's Mutcha Marapa from Matrix Global Media and creator of Small Business Saviors. And in this video, I wanted to show you some pretty exciting information, some statistics and some numbers and some viewpoints out there in the coalface, at the real sort of front of what's all happening in the digital world, because there is a tremendous opportunity. I've been saying this for a while. There is a huge opportunity for you to really provide immense value to some organizations all around the world, providing all sorts of skills in the marketing arena, but particularly at the moment in the digital marketing area. So I'm on the website, the blog for this company here, Dot Rising. I cannot begin to tell you how impressed I've been with this organization, Dot Rising. In many ways, they kind of remind me of the early days of Social Media Examiner, when Michael Stelzner and the team were really just sort of putting everything together, shooting videos, and really sort of being the eyes and ears for all things social media. And anybody who's familiar with Social Media Examiner will know what a fantastic job Mike and his team were doing back then, and they continue to do. And I'll tell you, if these guys continue to sort of move forward in the manner which they are with the quality content and information, I see them doing very much the same sort of things in the digital arena. But this was the article that really got my attention. Most desired digital marketing skills of 2014 revealed. Now, one thing that you will find that I like to really sort of enforce a lot is that, it's similar to what the great legendary copywriter Gary Halbert used to say. He used to say, you've got to sell to a hungry buying audience or a starving crowd. I mean, think of that, hungry buying audience or starving crowd. So in effect, what he was saying was that whatever you have, you've got to market it to people and organizations that are looking for what you have. So when we look here, we see the most desired digital marketing skills of 2014 revealed. Okay, so the actual infographic was provided by OMI. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But then as we move down here, so the first thing that we want to look at here, okay, are the missing skills, all right, the missing skills. And basically what you see here with the percentages is the amount of potential that is being reached for these specific skills. So for example, let's just say somebody was selling something in a shop and they were looking, they had the potential to sell 100 boxes of food. Okay, I'm just sort of winging this here, but they're actually just selling 37 boxes or 29 boxes or 27 boxes or 12 boxes or 19 boxes. This is what I want you to at least understand here. Okay, so in this area, when it's analytics, mobile, content marketing, social media, email marketing, marketing automation, SEO, and digital advertising. Can you see how they are just really underutilized here? They're just really skimming the surface. And as you look down at the bottom here, it says large enterprises, brand companies are not achieving the desired output from their digital marketing teams and potentially missing out on market share. So this is huge. And the exciting thing is too is that you have an opportunity to say, okay, well, I kind of fancy doing analytics. I kind of like crunching the numbers and tracking and testing and measuring. Someone else might say, okay, well, with me it's all about the automation. Other people, email marketing, some for social. So that's the first bit of really interesting information. Now, as we move down, and again, this is really important, you ask any great copywriter on what goes into writing good copy, the more they know about the person they're writing, trying to sort of persuade, the better. So when you start seeing things like here, like haven't been able to hire the specialists we need due to a lack of talent or experience in our area. I get that. Let's go over that again. Haven't been able to hire the specialists we need due to a lack of talent or experience in our own area. Now, as the saying goes, talent is way overrated. I've got a number of digital marketing skills that I can do, and I taught myself every single one of them. Okay, now when I say I taught myself, obviously I had some good teachers, I invested in myself, in my education, went to some classes and so on and so forth. But for this thing to say due to a lack of talent, ignore that. right, or experience in our area. Okay, so really just think about what they're saying, the reasons why they are sort of not maximizing their potential here. The next thing here, it says, what we do what we do, and it works well enough, but we could and should be doing more. The adequacy of our activities and business has insulated us from needing to stay state of the art with a comprehensive digital marketing approach. Now, what that kind of means, and what I'm reading it to mean, is that, you know what, we've got a decent organization, we do well, our customers love us, we love them, we're moving right along. However, we're not really able to sort of take the time out to learn this stuff, or to do this stuff, or to master this stuff. That's what they're saying. So they're saying they haven't been able to hire specialists on this side, and on this side they're saying they just don't have the time. So we continue to move down. And do you see what I'm saying here? This isn't me just sort of trying to rah-rah for the sake of it, right? This is really, really important information. Okay. So now, barriers to staffing a digital marketing team. All right. So they're saying, in addition to the above barriers, hiring managers say that sorting through resumes is time consuming and that applicants do not differentiate themselves from one another. Let's look at that again. Sorting through resumes is time consuming. So basically, it was Tony Robbins who says, the biggest chokehold on any business, is the psychology and the skills of the leader. So if you've got a leader who's just turning around and saying, you know what, this is just taking me too much time, I get it and I do understand it, but wouldn't you think if it's someone's business, they might just say, you know what, I'm going to take an hour a day to go through this and find the right person for me. But hey, if they're not going to do that, doesn't this provide or present a wonderful opportunity for you? So it says the other thing is applicants do not differentiate themselves from one another. That is huge. They all look the same. They all look the same. So when we do look here, barriers to staffing a digital marketing team, lack of previous work experience. Okay, so they haven't had enough experience or unable to find capable digital talent. Now, the beautiful thing about being a digital marketing manager or a social media manager or an email marketer or a content provider or a marketing automation specialist is the fact that you can do this all the time. You can go to a local business near you. You can say, look, let me do a few things. You can do it with your own product and your own shop window to demonstrate. The very first social media management gig I ever got was on the back of what I had created for my own business. And someone looked at it and said, hey, that's really good. Could you do that for us? So this whole thing about lack of previous work experience, please do not use this as a crutch, as an excuse for not sort of approaching some of these businesses looking to hire talent, because they're looking. Now, as we move down here, this is also a really, really insightful thing. The most desirable skills. So again, you're in a position to pick what you want, right? The most desirable skills, people to do analytics, how many people are coming here? Are we tracking it? Are we measuring it? What's our click-through? All these different analytics that they need in order to be able to see how effective their campaigns are. Mobile marketing, which will continue to go from strength to strength. Email marketing, content marketing, and social media. Now again, at the bottom it says, while these skills are cited as the most desirable talents for applicants to have, there is a massive chasm between what is wanted and what is achievable. I mean, when I was looking at this, I thought, there is a fantastic opportunity for anybody who gets this and wants to really sort of move forward on it. And then we move over to the agencies. Okay, so this is in the eyes of the businesses that have actually gone to somebody who is a digital agency, or so they say they're a digital agency. It says agencies are not faring much better. Okay, acknowledging the need for talent improvement, with 54 of them saying their team is strong in some areas but mediocre in others. So every other agency, 1 in 2 agencies, are saying, you know what, we're pretty good at some things, but we're not too hot at some others. So again, you have an opportunity to go straight to a business and work for a business, or if you wanted to work on a skill set, you could take that skill set to an agency and say, I'll be happy to work under your banner and do this for you, because you're clearly sort of looking for a skill in a particular area. And we're just finishing up here, but I just want to talk you through this now. Okay, skills hard to find, right? And look at this, you've got 10 people here, and it says 7 out of 10 believe their team is weaker or no better than those in other organizations. So let's just sort of say you've got company A that's 10 miles down the road, and you've got company B that is 15 miles down the road, right? And company A is actually saying, you know what, we are not any better than company B. In fact, we're probably weaker than what they have, right? Why? Why are they weaker? Because of the skills, the lack of skill sets, all right? As you see here, 78%, so nearly 8 out of 10 businesses identify at least one area in which their in-house team is weak. Couldn't you go in and do some coaching for them? If 8 out of 10 companies are saying, you know, we're not good at email marketing, or we're not good at social media, or our content creation is really lacking, could you not go in there and consult and coach them and say, right, let's get you up to the level where you'll be happy? And 66% say that they see no difference between their agency's overall digital marketing skills and that of any others. So once again, if company A is working with the all singing, all dancing agency, when they look at them, they don't see them necessarily any better than anybody else out there. So there's this whole thing about differentiation and unique selling proposition. So, it says smarten up here. It says organizations rarely implement any type of formal testing, indicating there is no consistency or standardization to drive the organization or individual forward. 2/3 of marketers say they would find on-demand classes, customized e-learning, or in-person workshops to be valuable to their organization. Smarten up, okay? Learning more and more. 2/3 are saying that they would find help. They would be very happy to get help, either going in person to a workshop, or customized learning, or on-demand classes. I mean, if this doesn't encourage you to say, you know, I am going to continue to sharpen my skills, and then I'm going to go and find these businesses and these companies and these entrepreneurs, and I'm going to help them, well, I don't know what will. Okay, and then here, this was really interesting about the type of formal testing, and I'm going to talk about that in my summary. So, as you look down at the bottom here, it says therein lies the opportunity. Indeed it does, right? Commit to ramping up proper talent and education and reap the rewards. I'll go so far as to say, instead of reaping the rewards, you will just hit it out of the ballpark. You will stand out head and shoulders above everybody else, because I know I'm going to continue to focus on my digital skills, and I recommend that you do that as well. So as you can see here, it says for the agency, it means winning more deals. Okay, for the global brand, it means major expansion and market share, right? That would normally take tens of millions of advertising dollars to even have that shot. For the small business, it means going from survival to thriving. Look at that, survivors. Something there for you. Small business, it means going from survival to thriving. If you can go to a small business with a digital marketing fulfillment package, they will start thriving as opposed to just surviving. And finally, for the individuals, the entrepreneurs, you know, the consultants who really want to sort of look and say, hey, this is where I really want to sort of go for it. It means one of the best paying and most exciting growth opportunities ever. So I'm going to read that again, right? For the individual career, that's you and I as a small business savior, all right? Being great at digital marketing, really sharpening your skills, means one of the best paying and most exciting growth opportunities ever. So if that doesn't fire you up, I'm not sure what will. And really just want to say thank you to the Online Marketing Institute for this. And as we summarize, my final thoughts and advice to you, okay? Number one is understand the opportunities that are out there. You know, there's going to be doom and gloom. There's going to be newspaper articles saying that this is wrong and that's wrong and this is when the economy. All I want you to do is understand the opportunities that are out there. realize there is a shortage of people delivering the required skills. I mean, you don't need me to show you this when you look and you can see that they're saying 7 out of 10 they're believing that their team and their organization is weaker, and organizations are saying that in-house they're weak in a particular area. All right, the agencies themselves are often saying that they're not very strong here. Okay. Right? 54% of them saying their team is strong in some areas but mediocre in others. So this is where I want you to realize there is a shortage of people delivering the required skills. Next, decide which areas you wish to specialize. Which areas? My recommendation, if you were asking me, I would go ahead and I would learn them all. I do not believe that they're overly difficult to learn. But the other great thing is too is that there may be somebody out there doing one area and you can just sort of pair up with them, or they can work under your banner and provide something for you. But I certainly think social media, content marketing, email marketing are absolutely vital for you to know and understand. The mobile marketing, well, look, there's no question about it. More and more of us are working, operating with mobile devices, so it is absolutely massive and huge for you. But I'm actually thinking, if you've got your email and your content and your social, if you really specialize at that, the actual mobile is more the media that you're using, the way you're sort of presenting your emails, presenting your content, presenting your social. And analytics, I mean, anybody who's not understanding and appreciative of the fact that you've got to test, track and measure, well, you'll have no future, no long-term future, certainly in direct response marketing. Believe that you can do it and make a commitment to learning and mastery. This is probably the biggest thing. Believe that you can do it. Believe that you could know nothing about Facebook today, yet in 90 days, tops, not even 90 days, 30 days, even less. If you immerse yourself in it, you could know a lot more than some of these businesses that are really crying out for it. But don't just learn it, master it. Just go over and over and over till you can master it. Now, with your own marketing, and this is an important one, and what I mean by that is that as you begin to approach people, to start saying to them, look, I would love to help you and this is what I can do. Speak about the problem, the solution, the opportunity, and not about yourself. Mention the fact that, did you know that X number of businesses aren't very good at this, and they say that they're missing out on that, and they're only maximizing this amount of their potential, and so on and so forth. Make sure you focus on the problem, the solution, and the opportunity, and not about yourself. Then, of course, when working as a digital marketer, ensure you adopt direct response strategies. Okay, it can't be branding. You can't be doing digital marketing and just making them look good and get their name out there. It's got to be that marketing of the response side, where you're actually asking the people to take action, because then that leads on to the next one. It enables you to test, track, measure. Test, track, measure. Or as the video boss Andy Jenkins likes to say, lather, rinse, repeat. Lather, rinse, repeat. Because if you're not testing, tracking and measuring, well, what are you going to be able to sort of gauge your worth by? There is a fantastic teacher and entrepreneur out in the big old wide world called Keith Cunningham, where he says that measuring is critical. He says measuring separates the winners and the losers. He says, and if you're not testing and measuring, you do not want to, you're not trying to hold yourself accountable. Very hard-hitting words, but what he basically said is that, it's everything. You've got to test, track, and measure. So that's where the analytics come in. Right, well, this has been a longer video than I anticipated, but I just really wanted to share this with you. This is probably, and given the fact that I'm sending this out quite early in the year, I'm hoping that this really at least comforts you somewhat in thinking, what, if I can continue to keep on keeping on with this and learning and being better than the next person, some great things are going to happen, and I will be able to sort of really add massive value and work for the right kind of people on the terms that are good for both of us. And as far as getting the clients, well, I'm going to be putting together some videos. I've already got a few, but I wanted to load them all up so that they can be consistent, where you have an opportunity to just sort of look at a business and be able to say, right, this is where I'm going to help the business. This is where I see them a little bit weak. This is where I can enhance them a little bit. So just be strong. strong, believe in yourself, believe in this opportunity. You really can add immense value. And I also think that don't spend too much time trying to convince businesses and organizations that they need this. There are going to be businesses out there who really, really are after skilled work, and you just want to spend all your time, effort, and energy finding them, that hungry buying audience. And while on the topic of Rising, they've also got an area here where they put jobs up here, okay? And once again, I'm going to make a bit of a prediction here. A lot of these, yes, tend to be sort of on site, where people are actually looking for folks to go in and work for them. And who knows, you may get an opportunity that's too good to turn down where you actually go and work for them, and I'll be delighted if you do. But more than that, what I want you to do is just keep looking at these opportunities and seeing the fact that some pretty big organizations that would pay you good money are looking for skilled people. So this is Mucha Marapa from Matrix Global Media, creator of Small Business Saviors. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please give me some comments and feedback on this. Let me know what skills you're looking to develop, whether you need some sort of pointing in the right direction about where you can learn these skills and what you have to do. And as always, I'll help you all I can. Thanks for taking the time. Look forward to speaking to you again very, very soon.